Look who's back.
Look who's back. Back again. Hello.
And man, you guys, she's got some stories, and we're going to get to the stories. But first, we're just going to get right into the big story, or at least one of the big stories of the day. And that is this big thing that James O'Keefe has been like, oh my God, I'm basically on, I could be suicided. And like, it's the biggest story of all space and time that came out, I guess, in part. Maybe there's going to be other stuff. With Pam Bondi's announcement, or she was at a presser yesterday where she was asked about the Epstein files, and here is what she said.
Yeah, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn, and there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement, but I'll call him later and find out.
I don't think we're ever going to really know the truth about Epstein, even if we think they tell us the truth about Epstein. I think there are so many depraved and disgusting and just awful people that are involved in it in our government. Like it goes so deep in our government that, like us knowing the whole truth about it could dismantle so much stuff. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, that's really infuriating. And then, we've been frustrated by Pam Bondi and like, just release them already. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what she said yesterday morning. Well, then about midday yesterday, Alex Jones started this rumor essentially that Pam Bondi is somehow connected to all the Epstein files in a not good way. So here is what he said before James O'Keefe released his video. Here's Alex Jones midday
One of
yesterday.
the two big stories he's breaking is about someone in the Trump administration covering up Epstein. And then he put out a little short trailer yesterday that shows an image or still shot of video of Pam Bondi. And I told the crew over the weekend, I said, it's Pam Bondi.
Yikes.
According to my sources. And because
it's a picture.
The White House already knows about this.
He said the White House knows about this. She's involved. And so then everybody was expecting that when James O'Keefe released whatever it was that he was going to release, that was going to be part of the deal. And it ended up just being about this guy. What's his name? John Bryan. This guy closely connected to the royals, who was caught in one of James O'Keefe's undercover sort of things where he basically said Epstein raped girls, like, he had
young
sex
girls
with underage girls.
And that's not cool, he said.
And that's not cool. So here is the gist. I mean, obviously we're not going to play the whole thing, but here's the gist of James O'Keefe's expose.
This because you lied to me about Epstein. And then I did a big thing in the Daily Mail saying that I believed Andrew. And then I found out he was lying. I was so pissed. No, they was underage girls. That's not cool.
John Bryan has been a close confidant to the British royal family for a long time. He worked for Queen Elizabeth II, was, quote, best friends with Princess Diana, and had a long-term intimate relationship with the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. According to Bryan, he practically raised Sarah Ferguson's children, the princesses Beatrice and Eugene. And Bryan said that he maintained a friendship with Ferguson's husband, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew. Now, our newsroom has some concerns about where this investigation is headed and who may be implicated. But our only motivation in doing these stories is the public's right to know. And if this report and our subsequent reports shine a light into darkness and expose evil, then we are willing to take the risks. We're going to be breaking our next stories exclusively at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com. You may see this Project Veritas sign behind me. Stay tuned for next week.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, but this was the least exciting thing ever.
I know. It's like, so what? So he raised your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he said what we already all have suspected and know. Like this, nothing about this it does not rise to what I expected when James O'Keefe did his dramatic sit down video. I'm tapping out for 7 days. Pray for me. And Alex Jones saying, "Oh yeah, he could be totally unalived because of this." Seriously?
Like, right. We already knew this guy's a skeeve. We already knew. Like, I know it's nothing. I hear you. It's nothing new. I know.
Okay,
but when
so
it
it's
comes,
not just, I
no,
feel
it's
like
not.
this was a letdown.
It was a letdown to me too. But like when it comes to the Bondi stuff, like, listen, you cannot tell people based on conditions. This is going to happen if Pam Bondi is put into office. This is going to happen if Trump is put into office. This is going to happen if Kash Patel is if he's put into office. Like you can't say to the people, this is going to happen if so-and-so happens, if you do these things. We've done the things, right? And then we've not gotten the Epstein files. You know, people are going to get mad. I am people. I'm people.
It's
Hi.
us. We're the problem.
It's me. I'm people. I'm not, because I've done the things, you know what I mean? It's like I elected Trump. We got Pam Bondi in there. We got Kash Patel in there. We've got all the people in place, and there's still files. I'd like to see some.
And now it's like, was Alex, what was that with Alex Jones? Like why did he?
I don't know.
If James O'Keefe went to him and said, "I'm entrusting you with this information and you're going to be my," what's the word that he used? Like the dead, there was like a word that he called Alex Jones. "You're the guy that if something happens to me, you're going to be the one that releases the story."
I prefer Huckleberry. How's that?
It's not that.
It's not. It wasn't Huckleberry, but that's what I was saying.
He's like the kill switch or whatever. I think there's some term that he used. And so that was supposed to be Alex Jones. So if Alex Jones is saying Pam Bondi's involved, the White House knows that she's involved, dead man switch. Yes, thank you, everybody.
Dead man switch.
And then all of a sudden, and then James O'Keefe says nothing about that. WTF? What is even happening?
Well, maybe you will. I don't know. I mean, it's because it's like there's going to be stuff next week. Stay tuned.
Oh my God, enough already.
I know, right? Here's my crotch. I got a shot of it. I know. I just can't. Okay, you guys, are you drinking your coffee? I am, because I am running on like 2 hours of sleep. Actually, I think it's
you have had a day or two.
I've had 8 hours in 2 days, which is great, right? I've had 8 hours of sleep in 2 days. It's actually, yay!
It's not great.
You guys should be drinking Blackout Coffee, because I am. And you can go there, start your morning with them like I do. Oh my God, I'm going to have like 4 cups of this morning. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/chicks. Use code chicks. Get 20% off your first order. It is the best. Mock loves the flavors. I'm a traditionalist. They've got it all. Amazing coffee. Check it out. Also, check out all of our socials, chicksontheright.com/links. That's where you can find all of the things chicks, and subscribe to this podcast. If you haven't done that already, please do that. Tell your friends. It's like, that's how you can really support us, is by clicking subscribe to this podcast and telling your friends about it. Please, I implore you to do that. Just a point of personal privilege. I loathe American Airlines with the fury of a billion suns, as you would say. I hate them. I hate them, and I hope they all get bad rashes. I do, because their customer service sucks. They were everybody there was terrible. The whole thing was just a cluster. You dropped me off at what? We left at 11
a.m. I dropped you off at 11 a.m. in Savannah.
We did like the hour and a half drive. So we left at like 9:30 from your house. I was expecting a 2-hour direct flight. I didn't get home until like 6 o'clock the next morning.
That is insane. And then tell what you discovered this morning.
This morning, I discovered all my jewelry's gone. Somebody, because they couldn't find my luggage, right? So my luggage was, I don't even know. I had to go to like a totally different terminal. Once I finally got back to DFW, like at 4 a.m, right? I'm like, where the F is my luggage, you know? And people were so mean. They were so mean, you guys. Like everybody in American, I had so many run-ins with people where I tried to give people grace. I was trying to be nice. And all the women there were just total bitches. And then I know, but never leave your jewelry in there. I didn't know that I was not going to be on a plane for more than 2 hours, just going straight home. I mean, I had no idea. Right.
Yeah.
So and there's nothing super expensive in there. I didn't put like diamonds. I never travel with like diamonds or anything. I don't really have a lot of expensive jewelry anyway, but like stuff that was sentimental was in there.
I
And
cannot.
so
And I was just convinced there's no way it's got to be here. And so we scoured,
no,
your room, and like there's nothing. And you
just
told me there
so
wouldn't be anything, but like I so wanted there to be something.
I mean, there's probably like, I don't know, $400 worth of jewelry in there. That's a lot to me. So and it's sentimental. So anyway, so my husband's like, you got to file a claim. I'll have to do that. But with some chick that looked at my suitcase and they were like, oh, it's red with a leopard scarf, which is also idiotic. I'll never do that again. I'm going to just have a black piece of luggage that looks like dude luggage. Cause they probably were like, oh, that's a chick's luggage. I'm going to go through it because she's stuck somewhere and it's sitting in this, like, they put it in those little lockers and stuff, and they just know that you're not going to be there for several hours. So some chick went through it. Somebody went through my luggage and took my jewelry. Like,
That is,
I feel so violated by that,
yeah, I mean, you should. That is really,
And so
that
it just,
they stole. That is a theft from
I
your,
know,
I mean, like, how do you not feel violated from that?
just awful. I will give it, like, there was a couple silver linings. I will give a shout out. There were two men during the course of my journey home where one of them, I was waiting because, like at the bottom of DFW, it looks like little Beirut. It's like, it's just like a war zone. They're redoing everything. And I was waiting for a shuttle to go to a whole other terminal to find my luggage. Like, I don't know, it was like 2, 3, I don't even know, 2, 3 in the morning. And this sweet man on the shuttle, he sounded like he had like an African accent. He gets off the shuttle, like he was pulling up. He gets off the shuttle, and I'm like, why is he approaching me? Like, what's going on? And he looked at me and he goes, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just waiting for a shuttle. I'm supposed to go find my luggage. And he was like, okay, well, you probably need to go wait in the light. Like, as if something had happened there before, which made me a little uneasy, but he was concerned for my safety. So I appreciate him being concerned for my safety. Some other man, once I finally got on a shuttle to go get my car, same thing. There was a man next to me. He's like, do you want me to wait with you until you get to your car? I mean, there are sweet,
nice.
There are very nice people out there who are concerned about other people. So I had a lot of faith restored in humanity by the end of my travels.
I would have been absolutely petrified of that entire escapade.
Yeah.
And you're so, like, we're so different in this way, because I was about 25 minutes away from home when you texted me saying my flight's been canceled. And I was like, well, I can turn right back around. And she said, no, just keep going until I find out, what I'm going to do. And I'm thinking to myself, if it were me, I would be like, yes, turn around, because I'm staying another night with you. I mean, there's no question about it. I'm not going to wait and then get home in the dark. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No.
It's fine. I mean, it was totally fine. It was, but the people, it would have been a lot better if the people weren't such jerks, that's what it was. And my jewelry wasn't stolen.
That just makes me so mad.
So yeah, but like I said, the silver lining was that there are some good people. There are good men in the world who are looking out for women, and that's nice. So there you go. There's your silver lining. But I'm
that
home,
is nice.
and I'm freaking tired, you guys, and I haven't slept in days, so you have to bear with me if I'm like a little crazy today. So there you go.
What a journey, man. It was so much easier getting here. Like, you had smooth sailing getting here.
It's just and the trip was glorious. Her house is beautiful. We had so much fun. We were able to relax. So much fun to see my best friend. We had just the best time ever, you guys. Best time ever. So it wasn't going to ruin it, that trip.
And I was so proud of you, because like, I felt like you really
relaxed.
Chilled. Yeah.
I know.
You don't do that.
I know. I never chill. And like on Sunday, we didn't even get out of our pajamas on Sunday, you guys.
Sunday
it was
glorious.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. It was so awesome. She has the best house for chilling, you guys.
It's a really good chill house.
I saw gators. It was, I didn't want to kill them. It was a little,
because and you even saw the backyard gator, and you were like, you got used to him, and he even came out on your last morning, because we didn't know if he was going to come out.
I don't know if I got used to him, but
I said you were still inside, and I was like, the gator came out just to say goodbye, and you were like, oh, like you were a little touched by that.
I had a little moment. We did. We had a spectacular time. We ate everything that we could eat in Beaufort. Oh my God. I know, right? It's just
there was some eating.
So really some eating, you guys. So I highly recommend, if you ever get a chance to go to Beaufort, South Carolina, 10 out of 10 recommend. Great place. Yeah.
It is a great place.
Mhm.
I'm sure that your dogs missed you, and I hope that they still
They
got their
did.
Ruff Greens while you were gone. Okay.
They totally did.
Okay, because every dog and every cat needs to have their nutritional supplements just like you do. You need supplements that have vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and digestive enzymes, and so do your pets. So does your doggo. And your kitty cats. So this is the brainchild of naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black. You can give your pets the best nutrition with Ruff Greens and see like tangible, visible results. You're going to notice better breath. You're going to notice shinier coats. You're going to notice more energy. You're actually going to see these things. And the best part is your pets are going to love it. Dogs and cats universally like their Ruff Greens. It's just a green powder. You sprinkle it on their dead, dry kibble, brings it right to life, and gives them everything that they need to live their longest, healthiest lives. So it's Meow Greens for kitty cats and Ruff Greens for dogs, but you can get both or either. You can get a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover shipping when you go to ruffchicks.com. It's RUFF chicks.com. And of course, use code chicks. Do it. Let's get to some headliney things because there's a lot of little things that we need to get to. One is just sort of an interesting thing that Charlie Kirk noticed that I thought was worth pointing out. ABC News has just sort of transitioned their verbiage, their language, when they talked about Garcia, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. They no longer are calling him Maryland man. They have taken to calling him Salvadoran man.
Oh,
they haven't said a word about why they've made that change.
it's so weird.
So
weird, ABC. What is the deal?
right? It's not okay that they just get to do that because they screwed up so hard. And now they're like,
cannot hate the media enough.
Oh my God, you really can't. I mean, you really, really can't.
Yeah.
We're going to have a clip of Letitia James later in the show, but just as a little preview, this was interesting from the New York Post. Kathy Hochul and Albany Democrats slipped language into their budget bill that is now going to make it so that taxpayers have to use their money to defend Letitia James into the federal investigation. Like they have to pay for all of her defense, essentially, in the federal investigation. I can't believe this.
It's remarkable.
Like, I'd be so pissed.
Like, why would they want to do that? If you're Kathy Hochul and the Albany Democrats, why would you want to do that? Like that?
Well, because it's also incestuous.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, but even in families, when your family is just like a total, if somebody in your family is a douchebag, like, I don't know, and engages in criminal behavior or is just a complete loser. I mean, at some point you kind of go, all right, we're going to cut ties. Like or at least at the very least, I'm not going to pay for you.
Right.
You're going to have to like pay for your own crap. And they're enabling this person. Why would you do that?
Maybe they believe her. I mean, maybe they believe that she's been targeted unfairly or whatever it is that she's saying. Because these people are all so disgusting and connected and tight and corrupt.
It's not going to end well. Not going to end well for them.
I hope not. I need to start seeing people like this, of this stature. I need to start seeing some of them go down.
Yeah.
Enough is enough already.
Agreed.
Like I can't even take it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a story that Scott Jennings kind of just reminded everybody of yesterday. And I don't know what made him bring it up, but I was kind of glad he did because nobody ever talks about this ridiculous Gaza pier that Biden, remember this ridiculous project that Biden spent $230 million of our dollars on?
Oh my God.
It was used for 20 days. And now apparently we're also finding out that it injured over 60 soldiers of ours. That's what a just absolute train wreck of a project this ridiculous pier was.
And what a train wreck
we ever did it.
What a train wreck of an administration it is. It's such a symbol of the Biden administration, don't you think?
It really is.
It's one of the many, but it's such a perfect representation of what they are and what they were.
Yeah, and then like it just floated away because of bad weather.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just like Biden just floats away. What this depends on.
I mean, what a complete cluster.
It
Oh
is.
my gosh. And speaking of today, there was more black smoke that came out of the Sistine Chapel. We still do not have a pope. But on Abby Phillips's show, the panel had an opportunity to say, well, if you were going into the Pope conclave, where you were, of course, basically sequestered, for lack of a better word, until there's a new pope, what would you bring with you? So the panel was allowed to answer that question. And of course, Scott Jennings had the best answer of all. Here he is.
In a few hours, the cardinals from around the world will begin the process of picking a new pope, and they will be kept in the Vatican until he is chosen. Lodging and food will be provided, but cell phones, the internet, and newspapers are not. So you each have 30 seconds to tell us, what is the thing that you would bring to your conclave?
I'm bringing my dog,
Oh,
Elvis
yes.
J. Bulldoggington.
This is the good
coming.
dog.
Yeah, there he is. And I think if you had a
He's so
conclave,
great.
everybody should, like a one conclave dog, like a mascot for the conclave would be great. So I'm going to bring Elvis. He's excellent at
Elvis.
picking up also any table scraps that hit the floor.
It's true.
And he does lots of licking on people. And I think would be beloved by all the cardinals and anyone else who was in
I
there.
would
So
get him.
Elvis, welcome to the conclave, buddy.
It's Elvis. Oh my god. Oh my god. What would you bring? Would you bring a dog?
I mean, I would probably like bring my husband or you.
Yeah.
Am I allowed
Because-
to do that?
Yeah,
Like,
that
is it
would be
personal?
awesome. And if you brought me, then I would bring Theo. And then we would have, it would be like us and then the dog,
Yeah.
And
I
so,
mean,
but they said that you could bring a cell phone. You're allowed to bring a cell phone because I would want the cell. I'd
No,
want
I
my
think
cell phone.
that they're prohibited. I think they were saying no
Really?
papers, no cell phone, nothing. Like you are stuck in there to just do your Pope selection. That's
That
it.
sounds
That's all you're doing.
dreadful. You and I would need like a Scrabble game or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
we need
Because
something.
that's
Mhm.
some tough. That's
Yeah.
some.
We'd make up our own games. Like we would just corrupt the crap out of that conclave.
I mean, that's some
wouldn't
hard
we?
time that you're serving in there.
Right. It's some hard time. Yeah. They would walk out of there changed, you guys. That's for sure.
For
They're with the
sure.
chicks. Yeah.
We also need to talk about an announcement that Trump made yesterday, and it is about his new choice for Surgeon General. And there's a lot of mixed reaction to this. So he wrote, well, actually, you read it. You're the Trump tweet reader.
Here we go. I am pleased to announce that Dr. Casey Means will be nominated as our next Surgeon General of the United States of America. Casey has impeccable MAHA credentials and will work closely with our wonderful Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., to ensure a successful implementation of our agenda in order to reverse the chronic disease epidemic and ensure great health in the future for all Americans. Her academic achievements, together with her life's work, are absolutely outstanding. Dr. Casey Means has the potential to be one of the finest Surgeon Generals in the United States history. Congratulations to Casey. Secretary Kennedy looks forward to working with Dr. Jeanette Nashewit in another capacity at HHS. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I'm not a fan of Dr. Jeanette. I'm not a fan of her.
Yeah, there. Well, and not a lot of people were, which is why
Mhm.
he was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and rescind that offer." And then he
Right.
made this announcement yesterday. I still
Mhm.
think it should be the Florida Surgeon General, Dr. Latipo. I think he would have been the best choice ever.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Dr. Casey Means is a bit of she and her brother, Callie Means, are becoming a bit of a controversial duo. And I don't know a lot about the controversy, so I'm not going to pick a side. I mean, I saw a lot of people celebrating this choice yesterday,
Mhm.
but I also noticed a lot of people not, and in particular some of the people who were not celebrating it really surprised me. And so you're going to see a couple of screenshots of some folks that have concerns about Casey Means. This first one is Dr. Suzanne Humphreys. She said, Dr. Jack Cruz tried to tell us. Mary Talley Bowen was on the podcast too. She knows the deal with Means. Let's see how this all pans out. I can't help but think this is a very carefully groomed and selected person, just about no clinical experience, talks a great game about everything but vaccines, feels all wrong. Why? There were so many better choices. And that is one concern I keep seeing over and over again, is that the Means sister and brother duo don't ever talk about what happened during COVID. And so a lot of people who were expecting that RFK Jr. would bring some accountability for the ridiculous way that COVID was handled as HHS secretary are disappointed with this pick, because the means have never, ever talked about what happened to all of us during COVID. In fact, they're still kind of, I mean, HHS still continues to have the COVID vaccine on the children's schedule.
And so are you saying that they're for it? That means that just automatically means that they are for all that stuff? Like they're not against it? We don't know where they stand. We just don't know where they stand.
Right. And I think it's the silence that has people really bothered, that because apparently a lot of people have gone back to their Twitter accounts and looked, what were they saying during COVID? And there were doctors who saw them sort of rising in prominence, who were very worried about the vaccines and about the way that doctors were being silenced. And some of them were trying to connect with the means as saying, will you get on board with this? Will you join this organization, that organization? We're trying to do the right thing here and make sure that mandates don't happen. And they just would not participate. And so that's a concern, I guess, is one of the reasons that I see people, saying that this is not a good pick. The other thing is that she left her residency like right before she had like a semester left in her residency, and then she quit. And so she currently does not even have an active medical license, which seems like it should be kind of a requirement.
Like a prerequisite for being Surgeon General. Yeah.
That seems like maybe it should be a thing.
Yeah,
but then
maybe.
The most weirdest part is that Nicole Shanahan wrote this last night. She said, "It's very strange. It doesn't make any sense. I was promised that if I supported RFK Jr. in his Senate confirmation, that neither of these siblings would be working under HHS or in an appointment, and that people much more qualified would be. I don't know if RFK very clearly lied to me or what is going on. It has been clear in recent conversations that he's reporting to someone regularly who is controlling his decisions, and it isn't President Trump. With regards to the siblings, there's something very artificial and aggressive about them, almost like they were bred and raised Manchurian assets."
Okay, so this is interesting. Yeah.
Things are getting, interesting is the word, right? I don't know what to make of it all.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There are other options he could have put in there, but this is what
I just don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
And RFK is delighted about this. Like, he was tweeting about it saying this is super great. He's been talking about them forever. So why there was this promise made to Nicole, who he was really tight. That was his running mate when he was going to be running for president.
Oh yeah.
So
loved her.
Something is going on, and I don't know what that something is. I just saw these little fringes that I thought I would share with everybody today, but I don't know. So I'm giving you everything I know so far. We'll keep digging
and
at
her
it.
Brother, her brother is not a doctor, right? Her brother is, okay.
But they've both made a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
sort of the natural medicine world.
I have her book. Her book is, I mean, I haven't finished it. It's like I'm about halfway through, but it's interesting stuff. But anyway, she has made a crap ton of money. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And speaking of the natural world, have you guys planted your trees yet from fastgrowingtrees.com? Because this is the place that you need to be buying your plants, your bushes, your flowers, your vegetables, your trees, your indoor plants. All of this should be coming from fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. You guys, they have like in-house experts that can talk to you about your specific yard, your specific landscaping questions. They have people ready to talk to you on the phone right now, ready to help you make the right selections for your yard, even down to like growing and care of your plants, the advice about how to make sure your plants are healthy. All of that is part of the deal when you purchase something from fastgrowingtrees.com. This is why they've got over 2 million happy customers. It's the largest online nursery. It's so convenient to not have to go to a nursery and drag plants in your car and like get dirt everywhere. Just have them shipped to you. It's so much easier. fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. When you use code chicks, you're going to get a 15% discount off of your first purchase. This is a great time to buy. It's time to plant, you guys. It's spring. Do it. fastgrowingtrees.com/chicks. All right. We also have to share some very sad news. I'm not a huge fan of Three Doors Down. I know of them, obviously, but it's not a band that I've listened to a lot. But I saw this video making the rounds yesterday, and I just thought it was so sad. This is about the lead singer.
Hey everybody, it's Brad from Three Doors Down. I hope you're having a great day today. Got some not so good news for you today. And so I'd been sick a couple of weeks ago, and then went to the hospital and got checked out, and had actually got the diagnosis that I had a clear cell renal carcinoma that had metastasized into my lung, and that's it's stage 4, and that's not real good. But you know what? We serve a mighty God, and He can overcome anything. So I have no fear. I really sincerely am not scared of it at all. But it is gonna force us to cancel our tour this summer, and we're sorry for that. And I'd love for you to lift me up in prayer every chance you get. And I think it's time for me to maybe go listen to Not My Time a little bit, right? Thank you guys so much. God loves you. We love you. See you.
God bless him.
I know. I thought that was so sweet, but also
very
so
sweet.
sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know there's probably a lot of people in our audience who are huge fans of Three Doors Down, and I'm not saying I don't like them. It's just that's never been
Right.
one of
your top bands. Right. Because
Not
you're
been
too
one- but
busy
I
loving
mean-
Robbie Williams, the freak.
Exactly.
That's right. I totally get it. We get it, Mock.
Okay. Anyway, you know where my heart is.
I know exactly, with the freaks. I get it. I totally get it.
We also need to talk about what happened at Columbia yesterday. Just these protester whack jobs are out of
with
control.
masks on, all of the beta
Oh
males
my
with
God.
masks who I want to punch in the face. Not that I
Not that
condone
we
violence
condone
on
violence.
the show.
We
I
would
don't
never do that.
condone it. I don't. But like, enough with you look ridiculous.
How about you own what you say? How about you
Right.
own your beliefs and put
there's-
your face to them? You
There's
cowards.
a word for that. There's a word for it. It begins with P and ends with ussy. That's what. Seriously.
They decided to take over the campus library in the midst of finals. Okay, this is like right in the heart of finals. It's when every student who freaking pays tuition at that godforsaken place
Right.
should have access to the library where they can study. And instead, it looked like this yesterday.
Why are we allowing this to happen at our schools?
Infuriating.
It's just insane.
So what was interesting is that it seemed like right away that Columbia security was handling this differently. They essentially locked the protesters in and said, you're not going to be allowed out until you show your ID, which I loved. I thought this is nice. This is a change, right? Like this is good stuff right here.
Right.
And so I thought, well, this is an interesting new move, and I applauded it. I don't know how effective it was. We'll look at that in just a second. But I did love that Mike Davis said, imagine if hooded Klan members took over a library at a historically Black college.
It's essentially
this
what's
would never
happening.
be tolerated.
Right. These are terrorists, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are essentially terrorists is what they are. And we're allowing this to happen on our campuses where people pay like you said, so much money to go to these schools. Can you imagine?
Yep. I know. It's insane. So then somebody pulled the fire alarm because when they knew that they were trapped inside and would have to show their faces, somebody pulled the fire alarm knowing that most likely they would have to be let out because when you pull a fire alarm, everybody's got to be evacuated. Well, that didn't happen. There's a video of them still not letting them out.
Unreal.
I love the security team faces. They're just like, you guys are idiots.
Nope. Nope.
And then I saw this morning that at least 80 arrests were made. So here's a little video of them being traipsed out.
Put him out of here. Get him out.
scumbags.
God, they are absolute scumbags. These kids want to destroy the United States. Well, then leave.
Yep. And then Marco tweeted, we're reviewing the visa status of the trespassers and vandals who took over Columbia University's library. Pro-Hamas thugs are no longer welcome in our great nation.
Preach it, Marco.
Love that. Love it. And then totally unrelated, but we did need to point out too that there's a new Disney World happening in the UAE. Is it UAE or Abu Dhabi?
It's Abu Dhabi.
This is interesting, isn't it?
It's very interesting. Like all those people that were mad at DeSantis, you know, and all the gays, it was all the Disney folks. The Disney sued DeSantis. They sued him with all of the gay stuff. And now Disney's like, we're going to open a park in Abu Dhabi. How do they
where you
square
can
that?
get the death sentence for being gay?
Yeah, let's throw them off a building. Yeah, but how do they square that? I don't get it. Somebody
I don't
have to
get it
explain
either.
that to me. I guess it's all about the money. Huh, Disney?
It's, I mean,
yeah. I'm
just
sorry.
so
This is
ridiculous.
why I hate Disney, you guys. This is.
And they ended up dropping that
one of the-
lawsuit, right? They ended up just.
I
Like,
think so.
they dropped it.
I think
Pretty
so.
sure they dropped it.
But it's kind of like putting the toothpaste back in the tube, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
I mean,
like,
they
oh,
made the
we're-
point to be political, and then when the story sort of when it kind of went away, then they
Right.
were like, okay, well, we don't need to do this anymore.
And then now they're like, we're going to open up a park where they hate gay people. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Suck it, Disney. Wow.
Yeah. So that happened. You guys, if you are on the struggle bus with your bills, don't necessarily do anything drastic. Okay. Like, don't rush to file for bankruptcy. Don't just ignore all the collections notices. There is help on the way for you. It is accessible simply by going to donewithdebt.com. And they have all kinds of strategies to help you get interest rates down, get your payments lowered, get your bills paid off without filing for bankruptcy. And they have people on hand to talk you through this with no obligation. You can have a consultation with them for free. There is no obligation, and you can learn about how they can help you. So it'll help you keep more of your own hard-earned money. You can do it with Done With Debt. Just visit donewithdebt.com and talk with one of their strategists for free. There's no risk. Why would you not do that? If you're struggling, don't be ashamed. Just get yourself some help. Donewithdebt.com. Make sure to tell them that you heard about them from the chicks. So, Scott Bessent. Love
He is a
that man,
treasure.
you guys.
He is an absolute treasure.
So he was getting questioned by a congressional committee yesterday, and he absolutely owned the Democrats. I mean, he's so much smarter than most everybody in that room. And it was extraordinary to watch him in action with so many different idiot Democrats. Some of them I'd never heard of. So you're probably going to learn some new people in this segment today. So there's a representative by the name of Vargas who was trying to paint Scott Bessent as a coastal elite and wouldn't even let Scott talk about the fact that he had worked his way into his wealth on his own. Like, nothing was ever handed to him. He earned what he had, but he didn't, like, this representative didn't want to hear it because it completely refuted the point he was trying to make. Watch this.
And lastly, I do want to ask this because a number of my colleagues have brought it up about elite, the coastal elites. Where did you go to school?
Sorry? I grew up in Little River, South Carolina.
And what university did you graduate?
500.
Where you graduated from Yale? You were part of Wolfhead's Society,
Congressman,
one of the big three.
Congressman, I worked 3 jobs to put myself through Yale.
Believe me, I grew up just as poor as you did. I understand that too. But the thing that I always get is, the funny part is, I always talk about the coastal elite. You're a billionaire that went to Yale. I don't hold that against you. I just find it interesting that my colleagues are always talking about the coastal elites, and yet the president and yourself are both coastal elites.
And I made all my own money, sir.
Wow.
Gosh, what a piece of crap that
and
guy
just would
is.
not let him talk. Wouldn't let him
Nope.
talk. Just talked right over him. What a
Didn't want to
jerk.
hear that he worked 3 jobs to put himself through school. Didn't want to hear that. Why are they so awful towards rich people unless it's Democrat rich people?
Right. They love the Democrat billionaires. But
Oh my
Scott,
God.
he came from a small town in South Carolina and worked his way up.
Yep.
That's the American dream. And then he mentions JD Vance. He hates JD Vance. You hate JD Vance? Do you know his story? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said it. It's bully mentality. That's exactly right. I mean,
is.
that's how they treat him. There was what's funny about this exchange that you're about to see with Representative Meeks is that Ayanna Pressley is in front of Representative Meeks, and her face during this exchange is also kind of entertaining.
So many memes now.
So there is this line of questioning was so absolutely idiotic, and Representative Meeks did not understand like the snark that Scott Bessent had in this clip about who was president before Donald Trump, and why this was a line of questioning. I have no idea. Behold.
Who was the president? And who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay.
Hello, you idiot.
And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? You one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States and it should be abided by?
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it without any second thought. You don't have to think about it. You believe in it and you would abide by it. Is that correct?
I have and I do, sir.
Okay. Well, do you know that a president has said he may or may not? He don't know?
It's the stupidity.
Wow.
The stupidity's on full display.
Oh my
And
God.
I love how unbothered and unaffected he is by these. It's like they're gnats, and he's just like, I'm so sorry that you're so annoying. It's because they are. It's just the whole thing was just it made them look so bad.
So bad.
And
Every single one of them.
And what is the point of this crap?
I don't know. I don't even know where, like that guy wasted, because what they normally get, 5 minutes worth of questioning.
Yeah.
And that's what he wanted to spend all of his time on, is who's president now?
Right.
Who was president last year?
It shows us how completely inept you are at life.
God. Oh my God. So then there was the moment where Maxine Waters, who's 7 billion years old, did not remember ever meeting Scott Bessent before the hearing yesterday.
Yeah.
And then went on to try to suggest that Doge infiltrated Treasury, which is an absolute lie. So these clips are smooshed together just so you can see all of Maxine's idiocy in one clip.
Much, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Bessent, this is the first time we've met. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. We actually met one New Year's Eve in the Bahamas. And I was...
He didn't make an impression.
Why don't I remember that?
Well, you were much better at the electric slide than I was. And I was with the Prime Minister of the Bahamas yesterday, Prime Minister Davis, who sends his regards.
Mr. Secretary, did all the individuals working with Doge who were given access to Treasuries and CFPB's computer databases receive all of the required clearances and security training before they were granted access?
Again, they were granted read-only access at Treasury. There were two.
So let me just say,
Doge employees.
Please, you can't filibuster here. This is not the filibuster playground. And so what you did was you let these strangers into our Treasury with access to all of the data, all of the personnel information, and you just opened the door. Why'd you do that?
No, ma'am. They were Treasury employees.
Oh, are you saying today in front of this committee that all of them were Treasury employees, that the 25-year-old who's being identified, who worked for Elon Musk, was allowed into the Treasury? Was that person there?
He was a Treasury employee, as was Tom Krause, the senior person on the Doge team. There were only two people.
There were Doge employees also.
Sorry?
Do you know,
It's the same
were you
thing.
aware that
Oh
there
my
were
God.
Doge employees coming into our treasury, getting all of our personal information.
Well, ma'am,
my
there
God.
is no such thing as a Doge employee. There were Treasury employees.
I tend to disagree with you based on the information I have.
What? Did she get that information doing shrooms with Janet Yellen, like in the Bahamas while she was
got
doing
it
the
from
electric
somebody
slide?
during the electric slide. Yeah, it was
I
during
just
that dance.
okay. This woman is the poster woman for term limits. She's so
Yeah.
freaking old and senile and just a lunatic. I knew that Doge employees are Treasury. I know that they're Treasury employees. I know that, and I don't have her job.
Well,
Not
you
okay.
didn't get the information from somebody in the electric
I
slide
did.
line.
I
So
needed to be in the electric slide line, you guys. I needed to be in that line. I actually do a mean electric slide, on the other hand. And I would have remembered him had I done
Right.
the electric slide with him. Just FYI.
I learned of a congresswoman that I was not familiar with until yesterday. I wish I could defamiliarize myself with her. She is the dumbest woman, and there's so many dumb people in Congress right now. But my God, she's somewhere in New York. I don't know what district, but she serves out of New York. Her name is Nydia Velazquez. I cannot prepare you for how dumb this line of questioning is. She clearly needs help from her staff who wrote the questions for her.
Right.
But I love that at the beginning of her line of questioning, she was like, I want Scott Bessent to take an oath that he's going to tell the truth. And the committee chairperson was like, yeah, we're not doing that. And so then she just had to like start her questions. It was my favorite part.
Right.
So you're not going to see the whole thing, but you're going to see enough to recognize just how dumb some of our congressional members are.
For the witness to be swearing in before I ask my questions.
The chair doesn't see a need for that. You may ask your question. Your time can start the gentlewoman's time over at 5 minutes.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Secretary Bessent, you were on CNBC earlier this week making claims saying we are very close and maybe we will see some deals this week on tariffs. So tell us, tell the American people, tell small businesses and consumers, tell retirees, specifically which countries are you close to striking deals with?
I'm sorry, Congresswoman, but that would not benefit the United States.
No. I'm asking you a question based on the statement that you made on CNBC.
And I am telling you that it would be detrimental to the interest of the United States for me to answer that question.
Why would that be detrimental?
Because as the negotiations may still be in process as we speak, as we are not at the end of the week yet, I am sure that you, through your question, would not want to compromise the U.S. negotiations.
Reclaiming my time. In congressional testimony yesterday, you said the U.S. has not started negotiating with China on tariff reductions.
What?
Does that continue to be your position, yes or no?
As you may have read,
yes or no, sir?
As you may have read in the press, I will be going to Switzerland, and the negotiations will begin on Saturday.
Okay, so the president told you that will be your answer today.
What? Oh my God. Scott's like, oh my God, I couldn't.
So can you tell who from the Trump administration is engaged in those discussions?
Which discussions?
With China.
Trade discussions?
Pardon?
I'm sorry.
Trade discussions, yes, sir.
Well, the trade negotiations will be led by myself and Ambassador Jameson Greer,
and
USTR.
And what about Pete Navarro?
Sorry?
Peter Navarro.
He will not be joining us in Geneva.
Thank God for that. Are those negotiations considered advanced?
Pardon?
Are those negotiations considered advanced?
As I said, on Saturday we will begin, which I believe is the opposite of advance.
That was a shit show. of epic proportions. I love that the white dude has to mansplain her like every 5 seconds. He has to come in and be like, say this. And she's like, I have no idea what I'm saying right now.
She didn't. She had no idea.
I do not speak English. Oh my God, where did they find this lady? Where did they find her?
You guys, we are fully in idiocracy. We are all the way in it. I mean,
way to go, Democrats. Way to go. Good for you. Wow. She doesn't even have a grasp of the English language.
It's just,
I'm going to get lots of crap for that. People will write me and say that I'm mean for saying that. That's not mean. She doesn't even know what she's saying. She's an elected representative.
You can hardly understand her. You can hardly, just like that guy, the guy that just became famous last week. That guy, the Indian guy. What's his name?
Right.
The guy, Shri. And I'm just like, where did you come from?
Right.
It's like, why can't you speak? You've been here since '88.
Right. Who are these Democrats? Who are they? Yeah, of course it's New York. What an absolute crap show.
Yeah.
Oh my
and we
God.
will end Scott Bessent's absolute annihilation of these ridiculous people with a clip or an exchange that he had with Ayanna Pressley. We're not playing the whole thing because of time, but I need for everybody to know that before this clip starts, where you're about to see it start, she asked him, and I am not making this up, do you know what a stroller is? She asked him that question, and he said, I have 2 kids.
Right.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So you just need to know that. Okay. That's
here we go.
context for some of what you're about to see here.
Secretary, do you support an exemption to tariffs on items that parents need to care for their kids? Yes or no?
Congressman, what you're referring to are
yes or no?
What you're referring to are
I'm reclaiming my time because I don't want you to filibuster and give me some macroeconomic answer. Families at home are hurting, and so just give me a direct answer.
I am going to agree with you that
so yes, you do support an exemption on tariffs for products that are essential for families for their babies.
Exemptions on E4 items, which
I'm sorry, I have to reclaim my time. I'm reclaiming my time. I am, Mr. Chair. I am reclaiming my time. Give me my time back. I'm reclaiming my time. I just want a simple yes or no.
I hate
Do you support an exemption to tariffs on items that parents need to care for their kids? Because you all claim you're pro-family. I cannot hear the words you say because I see the things that you do every day. So clear it up. Yes or no? Do you support an exemption to tariffs on items that parents need to care for their babies?
it is under consideration.
Just cannot. If she can reclaim her time, if all these horrible, horrible people can reclaim their time, then I want to reclaim all my money. I want to reclaim it all. Reclaim it. You guys, hashtag reclaim our money.
Reclaiming my money. I love this hashtag.
I want to reclaim it. All of it. All of it. That you've stolen over the past however many years. I've been working since I was 14. You do the math. I want to reclaim it.
I mean, it was a shit show yesterday in that hearing.
Show.
My God. Oh my God.
Joke.
All right, moving on to some crazy Democrats. We need, not that we haven't been looking at them already, but we need to shine a little spotlight on potential nominees for president. One of them being Gavin Newsom. I know, cringe. He is still doing post-mortem analysis on the election, trying to figure out, well, what can Democrats do with their messaging, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And he's also doing this. Okay, so this has now become a signature move by Gavin Newsom. It's this.
It's a dance.
You got to get your shoulder into it.
You got to get. I'm sorry. I got to put more shoulder into it. It's like
this.
Okay. He's going to throw that out. Is what's going to happen. He's going to throw a shoulder out doing that one day. He's got to be. He's got to warm up before he does interviews, because when he does this, gets a little tricky.
I mean, and you can kind of see it building up, right? Like he gets a little animated. Like he starts normally, just talks like a normal person, but then he starts getting right. He starts moving a little bit more. He starts getting into it, and then you see this.
It's like the shimmy.
So just get ready.
With the, right, exactly.
Just get ready, because it's coming. You'll know it when you see it. But here he is doing a little more analysis on what Democrats did wrong and what they need to do better.
We lost. Right. We lost the popular vote, and we lost the electoral vote. We got crushed. And we need to be humble about that, and we need to have some grace, and we need to understand why. Was it because of the incumbency penalty? Was it because of inflation? Was it because of interest rates? Was it because of immigration? Was it because we were too, quote unquote, woke? Was it because of issues with Israel? Was it all of the above? I think we are going through that forensic. We need to understand at the same time. We also have to push back against the whitewaters.
Side.
The Trump administration.
He did like the alternate side move, which I think was also effective when he throws in the other. It's like a it's like a single double only.
Right. I mean, you got to complete whole
it's like a
interaction.
full circle, the full circle dance move that he does, the shimmy with that, and then the other side. Right.
But I mean, it's always
because he wants to make sure that both sides get exercise. You know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stay
balanced.
You
got to stay balanced. You guys, totally.
Anyway, I promised earlier that there would be a Letitia James video of her freaking out, and we deliver, you guys.
Yes.
Here is Big Tish James.
Want me to sit in my seat and stand idly by and allow this craziness to happen? You could come after me if you want, but you elected me to stand up. You elected me to use the law. You elected me to go to court.
No.
You elected me to continue to challenge this administration.
No.
You elected me to stand up for the least of God's children.
Nope.
You elected me to continue fighting on, and I will fight on.
I love it when she talks about the least of God's children. It's like, it was really, again, with the now we're just gonna buffet God in there. It's good job. Good job. She's insane and very screamy.
Very screamy and like gravelly and like that hurt to listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I thought she's gonna need a lozenge after that for sure.
Yeah.
MSNBC had to offer a retraction because one of their guests said something like made this comment about Kash Patel that was not at all fair or accurate. And so they had to issue a retraction. And I just find it funny when they have to do that. And so here is that moment.
Well, back to a segment from Friday's show. Frank Figliuzzi was on that morning during this hour discussing the work of administration officials. At the end of that segment, Figliuzzi said that FBI Director Kash Patel has reportedly been more visible at nightclubs than at his office at FBI headquarters. This was a misstatement. We have not verified that claim. We will be right back.
I mean, can you even with this nonsense?
We have not verified that. We have not actually, in fact, been to nightclubs to verify whether or not he is, in fact, there at said nightclubs. But we just said it because we're MSNBC and we suck. We suck. All the monkey balls. We suck. I can't. Wow. MSNBC. Good job, you.
Pathetic. Oh, and speaking of MSNBC, this is a moment that happened that Symone Sanders thought, you know what, we should put this out into the whole world and let the whole world see our antics backstage. This is what it looks like, you guys.
So we finished
It's a
the
wrap.
first episode.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I need a drink. I need a drink. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And we're going to eat. We're going to drink. We're going to party. We're going to eat. We're going to drink. And we're going to be back tomorrow.
Meanwhile, in the back, they're like working.
Okay, come back.
You know, props to those pants who are doing overtime. Props. You know,
they are working.
They are working hard. So are the buttons on that jacket. Props.
Why was that posted?
I don't know. But you guys remember when Michael Steele? Is that his name? Michael Steele?
Yeah.
Remember when he was RNC chair? Y'all remember? I don't forget that. Never forget. Because that was an RNC guy. So that just shows you that the deep state needs to be completely dismantled because he was on our side, like really far on our side. Once upon a time. Don't forget.
And we met him and we we partied with him and like it was, and we thought he seems great.
He's a great guy.
Seems like a cool cat is what I said about him at the time.
We sure did. That was not so long ago.
Yeah.
So just remember, these people are snakes.
Ugh,
even on our side.
Snakes.
Yeah, you got to always watch. Deep state needs to be dismantled.
It's time to talk about you, Bernie.
What do you got? Oh God, that was. It's gonna leave a mark. Wow.
You might need a lozenge.
I know, right?
So Brett Baer had Bernie on yesterday to talk about the oligarchy. And
Oligarchy.
And he confronted Bernie with a question about his use of private jets so that he and AOC can go and do all of these rallies to talk about the oligarchy, which seems very, very hypocritical. And Bernie is making no apologies. Here is their little interaction.
You know, Alyssa Slotkin, senator from Michigan, she said you shouldn't be using oligarch. It's over people's head. You've gotten criticized from other people. Free Beacon says Bernie Sanders spent $221,000 on private jets fighting the oligarchy tour, paid for by friends of Bernie Sanders. That you've spent millions of dollars in campaign funds on private jet travel over the years. How do you push back on both of those things?
When's the last time you saw Donald Trump during a campaign mode at National Airport?
No, it doesn't. But he's also not fighting the oligarchy.
He has his own plane.
You run a campaign and you do 3 or 4 or 5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United, waiting, 30,000 people are waiting? That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that. That's what campaign travel is about. We've done it in the past. We're going to do it in the future.
God, this guy is such a commie. Good for me, but not for thee. Oh, okay. Yeah. And you know what? A corporate person could say the same thing. They got to go and they got to do a bunch of stuff, when they actually own their own business and their own plane. Also, what campaign is he running? What's he running for right now? What are you running for, Bernie?
I think it might be president.
Is that official?
I mean,
it's like, go ahead and make it official, because I honestly don't know. What is he running for? He's just running around talking about like, honestly, this guy is such a communist.
His rationale is bogus too, because
it is.
There is a way of scheduling rallies such that you can travel commercially to get to them.
Yeah,
you don't have to shove them all into a 5-day period so that the only way to get to them is with private plane. You just use better planning.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
Yeah, well, he can't do that. He's a raging hypocrite. And the problem with people like AOC and Bernie, who are absolute commies, is that people who blindly follow them they'll just blindly say, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
They can take private planes, but everybody else can't, which is a huge problem.
It's a huge problem that their audience hasn't figured out. They're the oligarchs.
They are the oligarchs. He is the oligarch.
He is what he's preaching against.
He is. He's the guy. And he gets so defensive. You see how defensive he gets?
Oh yeah.
When he gets asked the question, because
am I
he's
supposed
the
to wait in
problem.
line with 30,000 people? You're not going to see me in a.
They're dirty. I can't. They're dirty and poor.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I'm not sure when this clip was from. Definitely, within the last couple of months. But it's a great one that I saw floating around yesterday. It is between a nominee for CBP by the name of Rodney Scott and Elizabeth Warren, and she is asking him the dumbest questions, and he absolutely annihilates her with just common sense and like logic. It's beautiful. Check this out.
I mean that literally it can be days before CBP understands that they've got someone, and to let that person be able to call a family member so they're not frantically wondering what happened to them.
So under the last administration and the chaos that was created, the answer to your question was yes. The people being arrested were so backed up that in many cases it was taking CBP officers and Border Patrol agents days just to get to them to do basic processing.
And in the meantime, none of them were permitted to make a phone call.
We didn't know who they were.
So you can't let them make a phone call to just tell their family where there is, or find a lawyer if that's what they
I
think
believe
they
there was
need?
over 15,000 of them in one day. There wasn't time. It was about officer safety. It was about keeping people safe and keeping them safe, because it's not just 15,000 families. There were criminals mixed in there. There were gang members mixed in there. There were cartel members mixed in there. And all the officers and agents, when we create this chaos, have to deal with all that and keep people safe so it gets delayed. Today, we don't have that problem because the Trump administration's created policies that have deterred all that massive chaos on the border from crossing. So those calls will take place quicker because we actually have time to get
God, her outrage. She has all this.
Can you
outrage.
imagine 15,000 people in a line, and she's expecting all of them get to make a phone call the day they cross?
It's phony. Her outrage is about as sincere as her beer drinking. I don't think any of that was sincere. I think she was just like, oh, I have to be outraged about something, so I'll be outraged about this. You take them. You take them, Fohantus.
Or go stand in line and hand your cell phone to each and every one and let
You do it.
15,000 people make their phone calls.
Exactly.
My God.
It's all a bunch of faux outrage. These people have to be pissed off about something. Your guy did it. He's the one that flew them all over. Loser. I'm so sick of the outrage about this. Seriously, about all the about the illegals coming here, and we're supposed to just bend over backwards for them. I'm too bad. Too bad.
We're all done with that.
Yeah, we are.
Done.
We're all out of F's for that one.
I regret to inform you that Justin Trudeau has a son who is creating music.
How did he do that? That had to be like, how did that happen? Is he adopted?
Well, I don't think so. I think he did engage in relations of an intimate nature at one time.
With a woman, like one time?
With a woman. So there's a little video of them having a father-son moment, which you're about to see right here.
She says, "If you better back me up. If you wasting time, you better stand me."
So you
That's
do
a
know
little of the
girls.
video.
That's good. Your grandfather, at one point, when I was off to go dancing one evening, and a girl had come by to pick me up, explained that, you know, you're taking my son Justin dancing. Oh, no. And she said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh." He goes, "What do you mean, oh?" Goes, my son Justin has a acrobatic sense, but not so much the sense of dancing.
Acrobatic? I didn't pick up your singing skills.
No.
So his son's a rapper? That's what he chose to do with his life? Is he's a rapper?
Yes, that's what you would call that, maybe.
Okay.
Sort of.
I have
Anyway,
so many
that's
things
happening.
I have so many mean things to say. I'm just not going to say it.
I mean, you
so many-
can. if you want.
I'm gonna give some grace, like, right, just for because I just want to say all the I don't want to because he's a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually don't know how old he is. I'm assuming like early 20s, possibly.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but
he's
anyway,
a rapper. He's a
I
white.
saw that, so
he's
you
a
had to
white
too.
rapper.
Right.
He's the
Speaking
next
of which,
Vanilla Ice.
just
Okay.
that makes me remember that Kanye has a new song out called Heil Hitler.
He does not.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Kanye, what are you doing? What are you doing?
And a video, unfortunately, that is making the rounds as well. Obviously, I was not going to show that here.
Candace bought it. Like she immediately went and ran and bought it. Is she?
Probably. She might be in it for all I know. I have no idea.
In the video. Yeah. Okay. All right.
The reason for my name today is after Tara Palmieri, who is, we played a couple of her clips here and there. We actually played a clip of her on Tim Pool's show in which she was absolutely wrecked by him. She's pretty liberal. And I'm not a fan, but she interviewed that horrible Lindy Lee. Remember, we showed a few of her clips, like I want to say closer to election time, because she was heavily involved in campaigning for Biden and Kamala, and then decided basically immediately after the election that she was going to trash Biden and Kamala and grift on off of that. So she's doing as much as she can to get on all of these shows to talk about how corrupt and the Biden administration was and disassociate herself, even though she was heavily involved.
Totally.
And to her credit, Tara gives it to her, like really, really presses her, because now Lindy Lee is alleged. She apparently sent, or her team sent, flashy, like, here, I'm writing a book and it's going to be about this. They sent her the little promo for the book.
Right.
And she's trying to make the rounds about her book.
Mhm.
But it turns out she was forced to admit on Tara's show that she actually is working with a ghostwriter. And it was so cringe, you guys. This could be the cringiest interview you have ever seen. We've got two clips from it. One where Tara calls her out on a piece of the book which says that she had free reign of the White House because of her relationship with Biden. And so she does a little pressing, and then it just gets awkward. Here's that part.
Because you also wrote that he, quote, gave me free reign of the White House. Like, what does that mean, having free reign of the White House?
You could go to places that were usually cordoned off.
Like
Like
where?
when you go there on a tour, it's usually roped off. Or, you know, at Christmas parties, it's like, you know, areas are you're just not allowed there. But
like what parts?
I wasn't in the residence. I don't know the specific the names of the parts. I don't know what you're trying to get at.
No, I'm just curious because I saw in the book you also wrote that that you could
Right.
take calls
I
from the
asked
Lincoln
your
bedroom.
producer not to
Why are you-
share
I know, but like, why are you being sensitive about a book that you're putting out?
because it's in draft form right now. It's not even done. So you're sharing a form that's like really rough. And I specifically, he promised me that you wouldn't be sharing this rough draft with. It's not ready to be published, and you're sharing a draft that's not done.
But if it's like a fact, it's a fact. Like if you wrote it,
Right.
you're probably going to publish it, right? Like, That's
No,
Why
not
not?
necessarily. I didn't.
Why wouldn't you share that? Like, why would you write that and not publish it?
Right. Because I'm working with somebody else on writing that book, and I know what you're referring to, and I didn't write that line.
But is it true?
It was on a PDF that looked very like pitch book style. Like, it's gonna, you know, if you're coming out with a lot of really big claims,
Tara,
which I don't doubt.
I'm working with a ghostwriter. That was his first draft. I did not write that line.
He just made that up.
No, he didn't make that up.
Okay.
Tara, that is just not a version. And again, your producer said he wouldn't share it. It's in draft form. It's not, my book isn't out yet. It's not even available for pre-orders. Okay, it's not ready for public consumption.
Well, then maybe
You're
you shouldn't
still
talk about
writing
it.
the book.
It's interesting to me because I don't usually write things down, like
I didn't write it.
share things that would be pitched or written or sent around.
It's not. It's in draft form. It's not even, we're writing the book.
Yeah. Okay. So I want.
So she's a grifter, man. She's
Oh,
a grifter.
the
And
biggest.
And she's also creepy. Like she
Oh,
creeps
I
me out.
cannot. Her face, there's something
It's-
super creepy about it for sure.
Yeah, like she doesn't
Yeah.
look real. There's something
Yeah.
not real looking about her.
Yeah.
If
Well,
that was
and
just
then
me.
the ghostwriter, I guess, is Matt Moat. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But Tara said a few hours after my podcast was published, her ghostwriter called me to say he added the Lincoln bedroom detail because he had heard that big donors had access to the room.
Okay.
Maybe if you're going to write a book, you should actually write it. How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
We did that.
We did, and we're nobodies, and we wrote our own
mean-
damn book.
Oh my God.
And isn't she like a journalist? She's a journalist, isn't she?
Well, I don't know what she would call herself now. She was a donor. She was a campaign fundraising machine for
Okay.
Democrats until it no longer became profitable to do that.
Right. So
and
now
now
she's going to the other side.
right.
She's a
And
grifter.
so Tara asked her about that transformation, and that also was a tense little moment, as you're about to hear.
It's
Time.
fair.
You just
People
don't-
can totally change, but the question is, you worked for a campaign. You worked
I didn't
for
have
them,
a
you helped them.
choice because
Yes,
I
you
was a
do.
Democratic.
Nobody has to work that.
You're not getting it. Politics
No.
is my entire life. What do I do without politics?
So you
It's
don't
my
believe
entire
what you're
world.
doing?
Are you like? Should I become a teacher or something? Are you asking me to change my profession?
I actually think that
A lot
if
of
you're
people do
gonna
that.
stand up and speak for other people as a surrogate, if
God.
you're going to work for a campaign, you know, and now you're going to come out with a book, like you should believe in what you're saying. Like if you didn't believe in it then, how are we supposed to believe you now?
This is my truth. Take it or leave it. I don't need you, Tara Palmieri. I don't need you to believe me. This is just my truth, and I have the receipts.
Oh my God.
This is my truth. Okay.
Yikes is all I can say. But,
That
but
was great.
I totally want to listen to the rest of it because
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
amazing.
That was a good good interview on Tara's part, on her part.
Yeah.
It was
And
good
I'm
on
not
her
a,
part.
I'm not a Tara Palmieri fan, but damn, good
It was
good on you, girl. All right. We have the funnest stuff to share with you right now because this is an actual story. I almost couldn't believe it, but there was a pet raccoon that was busted for trying to smoke meth. I never thought I would say that sentence out loud in my life, but this is actual police cam footage during a traffic stop in Springfield, Ohio, that you are about to see, and it's my new favorite thing.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what? Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm going to do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Island. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that
A
is?
few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Right outside the mattress firm. Right outside.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right.
I can't.
Thanks.
There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
Here.
I feel bad for the raccoon.
Holy hell.
I feel bad for him.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on his way here.
Keep an eye. She was trying to take the meth pipe out of the car. Just keep an eye on her real quick.
Somebody said that the lady's actually 40 years old. She's probably 35 the way she looks. I saw somebody on the internet call him a crackoon, and I'll never look at raccoons the same way again. I won't.
He is a crackoon.
He's a crackoon, you guys.
That's so sad.
He's a crackoon. It makes me sad. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you bring a raccoon into it? He didn't ask to be there at the mattress firm. He didn't want that. He just wants to be with his other raccoon friends, not crackoon friends. He doesn't want to be
He wants to go to the raccoon drive-through. Those raccoons are treated much, much better.
Right.
Can you imagine that existence? I know. My God.
Worse for him than I do for that 25-year-old woman that looks like that. I do.
She's definitely like 19. No question about it.
She's absolutely 17. Yes.
Our audience member Lace sent this video that she found on YouTube, and I cannot believe that this is out in the world somewhere, but here is us at the Bananas game.
No. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
That. She said she found it on YouTube. I have no idea, but there we were.
Oh my God. I'm glad I wasn't like lifting up my top or something, doing something really embarrassing.
Well, you only did that like in the 6th and 7th inning, I think.
That's right. I only did that in the 6th inning when I showed my bra to everybody. Thank goodness that wasn't on camera.
Right. And then when you took your jeans off, that was like
totally
9th inning, I think.
Definitely the end.
Is there a 9th inning?
End. Totally.
I think it was during yellow, like when we were all singing yellow.
That's right. Totally during yellow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So thank goodness. Yeah.
Dodged a bullet there.
Totally did. Yeah. Wow.
But thank you, Lace, for sending that to us because that was super fun.
Yes.
I know you saw this video because I saw that you commented on it, but this is so great because you know how much I want to feed a bear, and I know I shouldn't. I don't actually know the outcome of this video. I just know that the reaction at the end of it is hysterical.
No. Huh?
Oh God, what an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
That's what your dumb ass get.
So true. So true. That is what your dumbass get. What an idiot.
I mean, I would never, you guys, I just need you to know, I would never do that. Okay. I wouldn't.
Come
I promise.
on.
I would never. That bear was, I don't know how that guy, I don't even know what happened. Like, I kind of want to know the outcome of that.
I think we know. That's what your dumbass get.
Just love that so much. Also, if you got this, you know, I love this comedian on Reels and TikTok. She is the one that always pretend, like we showed a video of her recently that was her pretending to be self-checkout at the grocery store.
Yes.
It's her. This time, apparently she's gotten lots and lots of requests from her audience to provide a recipe for ice. And so here she is to teach us all how to properly make ice.
Absolutely everyone's been asking me for another tutorial. are gonna need some ice, and a lot of you guys didn't know how to make ice, so I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, first you're gonna start off with a huge bag of ice. If you look on the back here, you can see that it is gluten-free. Next, you are gonna need a pot just like this one. If you do not have this pot, it will not work, and it's from I'm Gonna Gatekeep, so you don't know where I got it. A lot of people get really confused at this part, but you're just gonna go ahead and just pour it in. You're gonna need 63 of these big cubes right here, and like 42 of the smaller ones. Next, you're gonna put on the stove for like 3 seconds. A lot of people accuse me of cutting this part, but look how fast that this came to a rapid boil. Once the water is cooled down from boiling it in that exact same pot, you're gonna go ahead and just pour it. Be sure and not spill any of the water. Pour it slowly into any plastic bag. Yeah, so I just poured like this much. And you're just gonna set it into a container.
Oh God,
I'm really into like square aesthetic, so I just chose this shape. Leave it in the freezer for like 4 minutes.
Right.
Then when you take it out, it should look just like this. I don't know if you can see that. Pour it in like this. Next, you're gonna take that ice and you're just gonna pour it in. Then you're gonna take your gluten-free water. You guys asked me to go slower on this part, but I am gonna take that straw. I don't know if you've ever seen a straw, but it looks like this.
It does look
slowly.
Just like that. Yeah.
See, it becomes that. Like literally, I don't know why that's so hard for you. Let me know what part you guys want to see more of a tutorial for, because obviously you guys are struggling with like everything.
It's true.
Love her so much.
Get ready with her. Get ready. God, I love influencers. I love
Oh my
them.
God, the nails were per and that like always holding up her hand,
It's like
oh my God. I don't at this point, like I don't even know how influencers don't see how ridiculous
how
they look when they do
stupid
these
they
things.
are. Coaster's like, what is that stick thingy? That's what Coaster said. It's a straw. Coaster. Hashtag straw.
I mean, it's just anyway, I love her. Also, so early. Wait, was it yesterday that Chad and I were talking about the big announcement? Yeah, I think it was yesterday, right?
Shout
Now
out
I've got
to
all my-
Chad. Shout out to Chad for covering my butt yesterday.
Yes,
Seriously.
he's always so willing to jump
always
in at the last minute.
So helpful. God bless him. We
So
love
was
Chad.
it with you or was it with Chad that we showed a clip of Trump teasing this gigantic announcement? I think it was Chad.
It was Chad. It wasn't me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a clip that we played of Trump saying to the press that he is going to be making an announcement either at the end of this week or on Monday morning, and it's going to be the biggest announcement that has ever been announced about anything ever in the world ever. I mean, he really talked it up.
Yeah.
And so then I saw that at 10 a.m. this morning, he's going to be announcing a tariff deal, like some sort of trade deal with the UK. And I got to tell you, if that is the announcement, I'm going to be pissed.
I think it's going to be the announcement. I think it's going to be a tariff deal.
That's going to be the one?
Right. He's just he's a marketer, you know, and he's going to be like, it's going to be tremendous and huge. It's going to be wrapped in gold.
That better not be it. There better be some kind of
I don't know
new
why
thing.
you get I don't know why. What are you expecting? That, or it's going to be
Something
like
way bigger.
Or it's going to be like the birthday, the American birthday, where he's going to have that extravaganza, and you know he's been talking about that.
Yeah, but
that's going to be awesome.
The way that he talked this up, it was like, and it was super weird the timing of it, because he was with Mark Carney, and he was saying a bunch of us are going to the Middle East on Monday. And so in that context is when he said, and by the way, before our trip to the Middle East, we're going to be making this enormous announcement, like the biggest announcement ever. And so I thought it was going to be like, you
Something
know, there's going to be something that was going to be like a foreign policy thing that was not tariff related. I thought it was going to be way bigger than that, like way bigger, maybe war related, that we were finally going to have some sort of Ukraine, Russia end, or I don't know, something.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's full of surprises. So
I got to tell you, if it's just the UK thing, I'm going to be very disappointed, because it's not like we didn't know that was going to happen at some point.
That's true. Judy said if it's not aliens, she's going to be pissed. So
yeah, it could be aliens.
Could be aliens, Judy.
Maybe aliens are part of the trade deal.
Could be. I don't
know. I just know I'm disappointed.
Awesome.
Anyway, if it's not like the greatest trade deal that has ever been negotiated, then that was a bad lead up. I gotta say, I will not believe his lead up again if that's all it is. Anyway. We have a thank you to get to from yesterday. Kelly Basoko said, Dad Joke Wednesday. I missed this one yesterday. Oh, shoot. I missed two, apparently.
No fighting.
Kelly said, Dad Joke Wednesday. Why do fish swim in salt water? Because pepper makes them sneeze.
Oh.
Now stop for a second and try to imagine a fish sneezing. That is the cutest part of this joke.
It is cute.
Love my chicks even on hump day. Mike, said the camel.
So cute.
And I'm sorry that I forgot this one and this next one from Kelly Wiseman yesterday. Hey, Chad, rest up, Amy. Dad joke Wednesday. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. Thank you for not letting us miss chicks 2 days in a row. XOXO. Again, those were from yesterday, and I missed them.
Yeah.
And I forgot. And then today on Locals, Osuki says they have 3 children together, talking about Trudeau. A son, Xavier James Trudeau, born in 2007. A daughter, Ella Grace Margaret Trudeau, born in 2009. And another son, Hadrian Gregoire Trudeau, born in 2014.
Did you say Hadrian? Hadrian with
Hadrian.
an H?
Yes. Hadrian.
Okay. Hadrian.
So, that's their kids. They've
All
had
right.
sex at least 3 times that we know of.
God, I don't want to know about that. Ugh.
Now you.
All right. Robin Dye. Mock, didn't mean to imply you mixed up Memorial Day with Vets Day yesterday. Just wanted to make a point. There's a big difference.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that was it was confusing to me yesterday, like when that came up, and I was like, did I say something that would have anyway.
Samantha Capehart, America Airlines flagged me as non-compliant during COVID because my 3-year-old refused to wear a mask. I was threatened with a lifetime ban. They suck. They do suck.
Oh my God.
American Airlines sucks. Oh, I hate them.
Wow.
I have no animosity. I'm just Brian Brumley. I told Scott that he needed to take you two to the conclave.
Instead of Bulldoggington, Elvis would not like that.
I don't think that he would do it. Robin Dye, Biden appointee Sam Brinton stole Daisy's jewelry. I feel like my jewelry is too it's not flamboyant enough for Sam Brinton, probably. But he probably
forgot all
anyway.
about that guy.
Right.
God, I really didn't want to think about him again.
Right? Now he's going to be on my brain. Andrea Cleaver, have you chicks heard from Leah from Israel? A few of us in the audience were wondering because we used to hear from her daily. Any info?
I don't know. I'll have to look in insiders and see if there's any word there. But yeah, you're right. I haven't noticed her in here.
We haven't
lately.
That is a good question. Judy Flackney, isn't pulling a fire alarm with no fire the same as filing a false crime report? There are cameras watching. File charges.
Ooh, I love that idea.
I do
love
too.
it.
Tennessee Ridge Runner 2, 25-year military veteran who is disgusted with the way Congress is a bunch of freaking losers. Grow some balls. Love you, beautiful, intelligent, and normal ladies, and I watch you daily. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet. And thank you for your service. Becky Potter, speaking of the Treasury, whatever happened to auditing Fort Knox?
Oh, that's right. That was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I know. That'd be great. You guys, we're going to bring it in, and then I have some gifts, so you can stick around or you can skedaddle, but we're going to bring it in. Oh my God, it's a big hug. It's a really, really big hug. I have some gifts. I finally went to my post office.
I have not yet.
Sweet, generous Easter stuff. I got Easter stuff. That's how backed up I am, you guys. From Florida to Texas, from Gloria and is it Franchon?
I don't see it in front of me, so I don't know.
Just super, super sweet stuff they gave us. It's just very generous stuff from them. So thank you for all of your wonderful stuff that you sent me. I got a $10 Starbucks gift card from Via for Easter.
Via.
Very sweet. So I'm going to go promptly get some coffee and stuff like that. I got these really neat police, and then I got I'm assuming it's a Christmas ornament. It says "Don't mess with Christmas," and it has a Texas star on it.
That's cute.
Yeah, I got that from Beverly LaFleur.
Nice.
LaFleur, and I really like that. I got some really great cards, all sorts of cards, like from Shelly and some other people. Lots of people sent cards because of Astrid passing away. So lots of condolence and sympathy cards from people, which is very, very sweet. I got one from her. I got one from Melanie Moody. I got this. Oh, I don't want to drop it. I got this from Alma Shireman. This is like a little, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little puzzle piece. And it says it says, "A piece of my heart is in heaven. You left paw prints on our hearts forever." And that's for our sweet, sweet Astrid. I got a book from Diane, a sweet book, which I will put in my pile of books. I got these. I love these. You guys know I from Jamie Blackwell. She sent a really sweet note, and I got all sorts of these. I love this kind of stuff, homemade stuff. You guys, I'm all about. So these are Christmassy, and then they're like little. Aren't they neat? They're like little pot holders. Anybody that can do crochet and like crafty stuff, I'm always in awe because I can't do that kind of stuff. Okay, and I got some Easter stuff. Who is this from? Oh, the Sunflower Seed Company sent a bunch of stuff. Remember, I think you got like a hat from them too.
Yeah, it's super cute. I love that hat.
We got some stuff from the Sunflower Seed Company, and I got two more things. This is from Grace Dorsey. She sent these to Sweet Gwen, and then her teammates. And she sent 3 packages of these. These are those XX bracelets.
Oh, nice.
And I already gave a bunch of them to Gwen, and she and her teammates are going to wear them. They're wearing them.
Yay. Love it.
Yeah, no, they are unapologetic, and they will be wearing those. Super excited about that. So thank you. And then I think this is, the name is Burnish is the last name. Burrish. I think it's Deborah Burnish is that's her name. Deborah. I'm sorry, I have a hard time reading people's handwriting. But you know how I'm really into Starbucks, the Starbucks like Around the World series? She got me ornaments. Like it's the cutest, like little Chicago ornament.
Oh, cute.
And then I got, look at this precious little snow globe. Y'all know I love my ornamants. I got
that is super
globe,
cute.
and then I got a cup. So thank you, because I'm already like, I'll be decorating for Christmas next month. So
She ain't lying.
I'm not lying. So I'm super excited. And that's it. I just wanted to share with you all the little things I got. Oh, and one more thing. I got a prayer card, really sweet, from Brenda Wilson, tailgater. Thank you. I love getting all stuff prairie. So thank you for that. And that's it. I just wanted to share all that with you guys. Thank you so much for thinking of me all the time. I appreciate it. And
we do have 2 more super stickers that just came in. One from Jose, who says, "Morning from Texas. Daisy, here's some wad to restock your jewelry box. Just take it."
Thank you.
So sweet.
Thank
and
you,
over on
guys.
Locals, Oakley Annie said, "My husband and I will celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary on Sunday. Wishing everyone a happy Mother's Day."
Yay! Mother's Day this weekend.
Right.
So excited. You guys, we are careening into Friday. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. Everybody have a lovely Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.